Yo, yo, what it do, what it do? It's your boy Yellow the Poet. And I spoke to a few people, and now I want to know, what do you think? Do you honestly think that slavery is over with? Let me give you a little piece of why I think that. Not think that it's over with, but think that it's still going. If you know anything about your history, you'll know that when the slaves was out there working, everything was limited to them. Everything was limited. Now, when you think about the poor working class and some of the middle class as well, is that not a situation? Are we not in a situation where everything is still pretty much limited? When you think about the food supply, you think about how the slaves were fed and they were just thrown anything, thrown scraps or not fed at all, and things of that nature. Now, look at today. The food prices are so high that we can't even afford to get the amount of food that we need to not only feed ourselves, but for those of us that have families, we can barely feed our families. Hmm. Just because the shackles and chains are not physical doesn't mean that they're not mental. So, in order for us to actually be free, we need to be out of the mental shackles and chains just as well as we are out of the physical. And I can't even say that for all of us, because think about all of the countless people in general first that are locked up and still dealing with the whole shackles and chain thing. So, hmm, is it really over? After the 1800s, is it really over? Or are we still living in the path that was laid for people to be in shackles and chains in the first place? Does it matter if it's physical versus mental? Of course it matters, because who wants to be in either one? I would never want to be in physical shackles and chains just as well as I would never want to be in mental shackles and chains. So, ladies and gentlemen, what is it? What do you think? Were people in slavery not beating, being beaten up, and being ridiculed and sent to jail, and I mean not to jail, but put in a position to where they would be in, like, in solitary, like they do in solitary confinement in the prison system, because they even asked for water, ask for food. So, with these prices being as high as they are, and we're constantly asking for what's up, what's up, how you doing today, the big G, what's good, what's good. So, are we not being put into this shackles and chain thing when you think about it, where we can't even afford to get the foods that we like, and sometimes we have to dummy it down to foods that pretty much have no taste. Seriously, they pretty much have no taste. But in order for us to get some form of fulfillment, we have to actually, you know, get that cheaper version of the food that we like, and not get that version that actually tastes like something. It's not good, people. It's not good. That's why I ask, what do you think? You know, do you think that the mental shackles and chains have been taken away from us just because the physical shackles and chains have been taken away from us? I'm sorry, but I'm not seeing where our people are exactly out of slavery. I'm seeing where the lower class people are still in slavery, in bondage, and they are in a position to where they are still fighting for rights, still fighting for the survival techniques and the tactics that they have to use in order to continue to survive, still having to fight for food, having to fight for shelter, having to fight to take care of their children, and having their children taken away from them, and being under the mental stress and the burdens, and it's still going on. It hasn't changed. Where I am, it's actually daytime. It's actually daytime here. It's literally, let me see, 1 second. It's 10:15 in the morning here. What time is it where you are? But ladies and gentlemen, first off, first off, let me say this to you. It's disrespectful to tell somebody what they need to do or what they should do. And if I don't come off that way to you, then I would appreciate it if you don't come off that way to me. I don't need to go vote for Trump, and I don't have to go vote for Trump. If that's what you feel about yourself, then so be it. All of the people that feel like Trump is the better option, do your thing, do what you have to do. All the people that feel like Kamala is the better option, do your thing, do what you do. You know, and first off, I'm not complaining about anything. I'm actually educating people on mental shackles and chains. This is not even about voting. I've already did my video about voting. And all I ask is that people go and vote when it's time for them to vote. This has nothing to do with that right now. This is only about understanding what people's thoughts are about being in mental shackles and chains versus physical shackles and chains. So, for those of you who are not clear as to what this video is about, that's what it's about. This is not about your vote. So, if you would have asked me, I would have explained that to you. It's not about voting right now. So, again, as I was stating to all of my people, this is about educating you, and not only educating you, but also finding out what your point of view is as well. This is an opportunity for us to dialogue and for us to actually understand and get to know one another. This isn't about fighting you or arguing with you or saying that you're wrong or saying that you're right. It's about understanding only. I don't judge people on what you do or what you don't do. That's up to you. And anytime I make a statement, it's usually a general statement. I generalize all of the things that I hear, the things that I see, the things that I've actually witnessed on my own. I generalize these things, and now I'm generalizing and asking, what do people think? Do you think that we're still in physical shackles and chains, or do you think we're in mental shackles and chains? And if you do think either or, what's your take on that? And why do you feel the way that you feel about it? So this is all about that understanding. You know what I'm saying? And that's your take on it. And that's understandable why you feel the way that you feel, or why you put that the way that you put that. You know what I'm saying? But in my opinion, I'm not looking at it just from a current standpoint. I'm looking at it overall. So for me, overall, I feel like there is there's always been shackles and chains, be it mental or physical, and they try to make us seem like we're free or make us think that we're actually free when we're not. You know what I'm saying? And yes, a lot of us are our work, and I'm actually doing more than just two jobs. I'm actually doing four jobs right now. You know what I'm saying? And taking care of my family the best way that I can, trying to do what I can possibly do to make sure that, we have the basics, at least food, shelter, water, clothes, you know, all the bills are paid. We're able to survive. So I totally agree with you. I don't think that we are free. Of course we're not free, especially when you're in a situation like what we're in now. If you look at the now and you think that we're free, more power to you. Please help me understand why you think that we're free. Anybody who looks at our current situation, and I'm talking about this is it's crazy because this is actually global. This is not just now. This is not just here. It's not just in the United States. This is globally. Tell me why you think that we're free when we're living in a society where the economy is not where it needs to be in order for us to be able to spend money, make purchases, and be able to take care of our families. Tell me, how are we free if they control the companies, the businesses, the government? Tell me, how are we free if they control how much we have to pay for the products and the services that we get? And why is it that we can't come to some consistency, especially when you see that the economy is in a position to where we can't even buy anything. We can't buy anything. We can when nowadays, and I'm talking about from when I was growing up. Nowadays, $100 is barely getting you anything. You might have four items in your shopping cart for $100 nowadays. $100 used to be enough groceries where you could hardly even carry all the bags. You had to get some help, to carry all the bags. $100 used to do when I was growing up. But now, it's not happening. It's not happening. You go to the store and spend $100 now, I guarantee you're not going to come out of that store with more than maybe five items unless you got some dollar stuff. That'd be about the only way that you're going to get past that. And 9 out of 10 times when you're buying dollar stuff in this economy, it's mostly junk food. Who the heck wants to spend their life eating junk food all day, every day? This is all a part of that mental shackles and chain, people. That's what I'm talking about. And this is something that's over time. This is not just right now. This is not just in the past. This is over time, period. We talking about past and present. So the reason why it's important to understand what happened in the past, because without the past, okay, I could be wrong in your eyes. That's fine, but I'm speaking from experiences and research that I know about, and that's fine if I'm wrong. Trust me, you get no argument out of me. I'm not against the people who think different than I do. My thing is, that's how you think. Explain to me how you think, and let's come to an understanding. That's my thing. I like to understand why people think differently than I do. And it's not about right now, this is not about what I think. These are about things that I've researched, that I've studied, and also some of the things that I grew up experiencing. So have at it. If I'm wrong, then I'll be wrong in your eyes. No problem. But in my eyes, nobody can tell me that what I've experienced is wrong. But again, like I told the other person that's on here, I told him this is about understanding one another. This isn't about trying to argue, fuss, or fight with one another. It's about understanding. So if I get a chance to understand your point of view, and you get a chance to understand my point of view, then we have a legitimate understanding of one another, and that be that. But the goal here is to see what are people's perspectives about, are we in mental shackles and chains, or are we still in physical shackles and chains? And I threw out some comparisons. If you go back into to the video, I threw out some comparisons that would help you understand where I'm coming from and why I'm saying the things that I'm saying. I threw out some of those comparisons. So whenever you get the time, check it out. I mean, the video is not very long right now. I'm only looking at 16 minutes. So it's not very long, but check it out. Let me know what you think. And please don't, hesitate to comment, because I love to get other people's understandings and point of views. I love it. This is a beautiful thing to me that we're even able to communicate. All right, that's all your boy got for now. Peace and blessings, everybody. I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful day. And please feel free to like and subscribe and comment on any of my posts. I have no issues with that. I appreciate that a lot. Thank you so much. Peace and blessings, everybody. Your boy out of here.